Hey, can you hear me? I'm so sorry about that. Everything, just as I was about to go live, everything just crashed. So just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hey Kitty, hey Anne, Samreen. Awesome, thank you Anne. Oh, Kitty can't. Give it a few minutes, Kitty, see if now you can. Awesome. I'm just going to keep going and hopefully the Wi-Fi holds out. It just completely tanked out then. Let me just go over and grab the list. But thank you all so much for being here. How are we all doing? Happy Monday. How was everyone's weekend? Just grabbing the list. I'm good, thank you. It's a bank holiday here in the UK. And the sun is shining. The sun has decided to come back to us after it went all cold and I thought it was autumn, but now it's summer again. First up we have Venny. If you were here, my love. And I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today. One of the faves. One of my faves anyway, and I know lots of you guys like this one as well. Yeah, autumn is creeping up. They're calling it, I don't know where you're based, Kitty, but they're calling it here in the UK because we've had such a hot summer and not enough rainfall that it's like a false autumn where the trees have had to start shedding. I can't speak, their leaves. Hey, Venny. Oh, here we go. Venny is posted. So let's get into it, guys. So Venny asks, how will be my September month in terms of relationships? So where are we at now, Venny? Just remind me. Are we single? Is there anyone in particular you want me to look at if you're in a situationship, a relationship? Kristen, yes, I know you're in Australia, so you'll be in winter. So we're going winter to spring. New England for Kitty. It might buffer on and off, Srufi. The connection seems a bit weird today. So I'm just asking for clarification from Venny. And then next we have Eco 7 if you want to be ready. Just a reminder, most people here know I'm an energy reader, so I don't do yes/no questions, I don't do timelines, and I don't do general readings. Okay, so you're in a relationship, but he seems to be busy on his own work. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen in this connection this September. You're looking for more commitment. Okay, thank you, Venny, for that. This card just dropped out. Three of Emotions. I'm going to ask for a clarifying card. Okay. So at the minute, okay, so their energy is coming through, Venny. The Three of Cups has they are enjoying this connection, okay? They enjoy your company, but it doesn't have, just like you say, it doesn't have that weight of commitment. When we see the Three of Emotions, or in the traditional deck it's the Three of Cups, it has a kind of light-hearted, good fun energy, wanting to just kind of enjoy themselves. And maybe that's not mirroring your energy. Yeah, it isn't mirroring your energy, but that's something about at the moment that's where they're at. They're kind of wanting to have a good time, and maybe there's just a lack of depth here. Often it can be about timing in relationships, so often that in their period of life, this is where they're at. You're picking up on that, and you're right on that read. So that's something that I feel like, if you want to stay in this connection, you need to kind of accept that that's the way it is for now. Because then we've got the Strength connection, which I feel is your energy, in that you're having to dig deep and stay strong and not let kind of your emotions get the better of you. And what does being strong to you mean? It could mean staying in this connection and just waiting this out and keeping it together, holding your water, standing strong and not kind of losing it. Or it could mean that, is this connection not right for you and you need to be strong, and if you need more, kind of admit that to yourself. So throughout the month of September, at least anyway, because that's what we're focusing on, Venny, is that this same kind of energy, more superficial, lack of commitment, that is going to continue for the time being. Then it's kind of back over to you. What does being strong mean? Does it feel like the right thing to do is to stick this out and see where it goes? Then it's going to take some strength. You're going to have to build a strong container for your emotions and dig deep. Or you might feel the strongest thing for you to do now is to at least have a conversation with them to say, you know, where is this going? I need more, and lay down some boundaries. So it's kind of a turning point maybe here for you, Venny. I hope that resonates with you. Timing in relationships can be such a big thing, yeah? So Eco, for anyone new here, just click the link in the pinned comment, which will take you to a form where you just submit your like number and your username, and then just wait for your name to be called and hold your question till then. Eco, my love. Eco asks, may I receive a spiritual guidance regarding upcoming month of September in terms of career? Lots of focus on September, which is nice. Virgo season, like Kitty says. Happy Virgo birthday, thank you, yeah. Virgo season, all about career, finances, stability, yeah. Getting stuff in order. So Eco, let's have a look what's going on for career. Spiritual guidance for your career specifically. Oh, Major Arcana, and how lovely. The Empress. I feel like you get this quite often. You're giving sort of Empress energy, Eco 7, so know that about yourself. And there's something linked often like with your career, and that this is particularly tapping into your Empress energy. Maybe it's that because it's the creativity. But say spiritual guidance for your career, what kind of energy that you need to bring to your career is the divine feminine. So even though we're in Virgo season, which is about prep and detail and the kind of nitty gritty kind of energy often Virgo can be, but the overall kind of approach to this is not with force, it's with a nurturing kind of energy. Okay, nurturing yourself, nurturing your process is what I'm hearing. So being very, Virgo has a very respectful energy. You know, Virgos are kind of big on respect, big on manners, big on doing things the proper way and not cutting corners. So we're doing things thoroughly. We're doing things as a mother as well. We're kind of mothering our baby, your company, Eco 7, you know, your art, your business, your process. But don't come at it with force. Don't come, there's almost like not big moves to be made here. This is like an abundant energy. So we're attracting, we're not chasing. You can manifest and draw things towards you. But the whole kind of vibe, I feel like, is all about this very mothering, nurturing, abundant, like mother your own process, be the good mother to your business, like as if it was a newborn baby. Loving, caring, and without force, yeah? And I think you'll reap rewards, because the Empress card has a kind of harvest energy as well, where we reap what we sow, because it's so abundant. So I feel like it could be a month that brings stuff comes to fruition, yeah? Nice energy. Really nice energy. Okay, next up we have Sruthi. Sorry, I am pronouncing that probably very wrong. So Angelus, you just need to click the link in the pinned comment to be added to the list. If you'd like a free reading, just check the chat for guidelines. It's all the guidelines are in the chat. I'm glad that resonates, Eco. D says, yeah, that's the best state to be in, isn't it? Attract, not chase. Thank you, Sruthi. And Samreen, you are next. Tell me how to pronounce it, Sruthi. Tell me if you can phonetically write that out for me. Or should I call you Lakshmi? Let me get to your question anyway. So, may I receive spiritual guidance for love life? I'm single, never been in a relationship. I meet people, have an insane connection, and then they get relocated for work to a point we can't be together. Interesting and frustrating. Let's have a look what's going on for you. Spiritual guidance for love life. Spirit, please bring a message through regarding love life. Lakshmi. Okay, I'll call you Lakshmi. Spiritual guidance for love life, bearing in mind what you've been through. Queen of Pentacles. So this is your energy. And there's a real strength to you here, Lakshmi, okay? You do have, if you feel it or not, you have a lot going for you. You have a lot to offer. The Queen of Materials, or this is the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional deck, is very grounded, is very boundaried. You know, she knows she's a queen, so she knows her worth. Tell me about any blocks, Spirit. Interesting. More materials here. It could be that the next connection that is coming through for you, just because there's so many material cards here, well, not so many, too many, but back-to-back material cards, is that it could be through work or study that you would actually meet someone. That's what comes through as well. That would be the next step for you. Now, the 7 materials as well is about that you have come a lot further than maybe what you think. I know you haven't been able to have the connection that you've hoped for, you've experienced in these blocks, but you've actually gained knowledge, you've gained experience through this, and maybe that you've made some tough decisions as well, that if you know someone isn't right for you, then you haven't kind of pursued that connection. So maybe that you've been picky, and I mean picky in a good way. It's good to be picky. It's good to have boundaries. It's good to only pursue connections with people that are right for us. And maybe that's what's been going on here more than what you realize as well, that you could have had a connection, but you're waiting for a true, genuine, real connection. The Queen of Pentacles is actually very savvy. You know, she's very worldly wise, so that you, and this is your energy, that you can read people well. So this is a good thing that you're picky, but it also, what they don't tell you is, you know, if you're going to be choosy and if you're going to be picky, you are probably naturally going to have more time where you will be single or will be alone, because you are waiting and keeping the standards high. And you are, this card, 7 of materials, is very much about assessment as well. So seeing what's good about, sort of weighing things up. Oh, this is good, but the pros and cons of a situation, and kind of making decisions and choosing to walk away from things. I feel like these cards have come through to say that this is from a place more of like of decisions that you've made, which is good, which is putting you more in a position of power, Lakshmi. Okay, you're being boundaried, you're being picky, and this is good things. But the kind of con of that is, you know, you could go out tomorrow and you could probably, you know, find a relationship and a connection, but it wouldn't be necessarily with someone that you would have a meaningful connection and a valuable one. And that's what we're holding out for here. So you are influencing this situation. It's not like life is just happening to you. So I'm glad this is resonating, and this is, yes, ma'am, I know what I want in a relationship, so I won't settle for less. You are right. So this is a powerful stance to be in. So rather than coming at it from a place of lack, see it as that you are coming from a place of power. And as a kind of caveat message as well, because this is back-to-back materials energy, possibly that you could meet the next connection, I think, through work or through studies, through a kind of a grounded and structured situation. So I hope that resonates, Lakshmi. Thank you for your question. For anyone new here, if you'd like to be added to the list, just click the link in the pinned comment. Just check the chat for guidelines. Samreen, my love, this is you. I'll read for Samreen and then I'll update the list. So Samreen says, last weekend I went on a date with B. Oh yes, I remember B. My match from Tinder, yeah. We chatted over coffee. Well done, Samreen, well done. What's his energy towards me now after our first date? Awesome. You are on the list, Dan, actually. No. Maybe it happened when the connection was lost. I'll update the list after Samreen. Okay, Samreen, let's have a look at you and B, or B specifically, their energy. How do they feel after this date towards you? How do you feel, Samreen? More importantly. Oh, thank you so much, Lakshmi. I'm really glad that that resonated and gave you that clarity. Thank you for being here. Okay, Samreen, let's have a look at B's energy. You felt good? Good, good. Oh, Major Arcana. He was so tall. Major Arcana, so I would say some powerful energy here, Samreen, because just this Major Arcana always tells me that there is big energy surrounding this, big potential or strong connections, okay? So there was an impact made for sure. Justice is always about, can you see how you're both in the picture here as well? Like this kind of new connection, this jumps out to me. This new connection that we're moving kind of closer here and feeling the good vibes. Justice as well is about, can be like what a just and fair outcome. So it gives that sense of justice, of what it tells me is that they've maybe had some hit and misses in connections in the past and have felt like some unfairness has gone on as well. And there's something about this connecting with you. You know, they really want to connect with someone who gets them, and have a real relationship, a real commitment. It's like they want something serious here, I think. And that wouldn't feel like justice to them, okay? Like having that good relationship that they're seeking would feel like justice to them. That's good. He knows exactly what he wants in life. So I'm going to pull one more as well. Unsure like my ex who was a mama boy. Okay, that's good. So they have that maturity, Samreen. This is exciting, yeah? We've got another Major Arcana as well, a Magician. So it's like this tells me as well that all the ingredients are here, Samreen, for a strong connection. So stay in that positive manifestation, in that good energy as well, of staying high vibe and staying abundant. I'm going to pull one more about them. But look at these back to back, very positive, very powerful cards here. Tell me a little bit more about them, Spirit, and next steps. Would you believe it? Samreen, Page of Emotions, Love Offering here. Heart, look at that heart space, glowing, shining. They're thinking, they've gone away and they are thinking about next steps, about how, you know, maybe the next date with you, like planning that in their mind. They are having those loving romantic feelings here, Samreen. So they are feeling the vibes too, for sure. Page of Emotions is when we're at that stage when we're kind of planning next steps, we're assessing the situation and we're feeling good, and they're maybe daydreaming about you, daydreaming, thinking, which is really nice to, like, you know, thinking about next plans, next steps. All this energy is good here, Samreen. There's not one negative card, okay? There's some depth here from this Justice card. The Magician says, say high vibe. All the ingredients are here. We just need to, you know, not get in our own way. And then this is their next steps, which is this beautiful Page of Emotions. Oh, wow. A CO2 laser, yeah? I've seen how absolutely brutal they are. What's the downtime recovery? I've seen them on TikTok, just how crazy they are. So I hope you're healing. I hope you're healing, Samreen, and doing well. Happy with the results. But look at this, quite a powerful spread here, Samreen. So stay, I hope this resonated. Keep us posted. Hey, Ivo. Lovely to see you. Yeah, sitting there with a burnt face. Doesn't it make your face blue as well? "10 days for you." So I don't know if people have if you are adding to the list, just that it doesn't seem there's people here, but I'm not sure if. Let me know if that link is working. Maybe it's not. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, I've got the list here. Questions. Oh, there we go. I've got the list now. Okay. Right, I'm just going to close the list because it's built up. Well, that was brave of you, Samreen, as well, to go on first date after that. Okay, next up, hey Sonali. I'm going to update the list now, guys. Oh, Sonali's on the list. Sorry, I'm having to faff about a bit. I'm having to do the list in 2 parts. I'm not sure if Sarah's here, but Sarah, you're next, and then Tia Bia. If you want to know where you are, just check the list in the chat. Thanks, Tia. So Sarah, do post if you are here, but if not, so I'm going to read for Tia now, and then after Tia, Kitty, if you want to be ready, you're after Tia Bia. Thanks, Tia. Tia says, had an amazing day with the Pisces last week. Awesome. So happy to hear that for you, Tia. And we cleared up a lot of things. Beautiful. We even got compliments from others. How nice. I know his energy is pulled back because of work and fam obligations. Okay, what is next for us? Okay, Spirit, what is next for Tia Bia and her Pisces? Mm. Tell me more about this Seven of Voices. Is there like, so I just want to clarify this Seven of Voices. I feel like, well, you're going to have to, maybe because they're pulled back. I don't know if anyone's trying to get in the way of you both two or cause trouble. Let me know if there's anyone around there like that, family or someone who could be trying to mess with your connection. If not that, then I feel like, well, either way, if that is the case, or even if that's not in play, the Seven of Voices, I feel like it's like we have to watch our headspace with regarding them being pulled back and sort of not. It could be a test here, Tia, about bringing up some insecurities, feeling paranoid even, or feeling insecure. It is hard to manage that if someone is pulled back. Yeah, like it was giving X energy here. I just feel like there's this kind of, it's giving two-faced energy here. You know, someone's shadow side is going to come into play. You're going to have to be really Nine of Inspiration, which is like have really strong boundaries and dig deep, like plant your feet in the earth, yeah? Like be totally immovable in your energy and just be like, I am blocking this trickster energy. I am blocking this negativity. If it's from someone else, if it's from within you, it's someone's shadow side can come into play. So just be mindful of that in whatever form that comes from, because we have the fox here, which represents kind of trickster energy again. It's somewhat, what that means is that this trickster energy is kind of like somewhat of it's an illusion. So it plays with our mind and it can seem like much more powerful than what it is. So like how our insecurities are really, a lot of the time, they're not based in reality and based in truth, but they seem very real at the time when they raise, when they raise up and they get a mess with our heads. Tia says, yes, my ex, the Leo, saw me and spoke to me yesterday. I definitely felt the need to ground myself in nature this morning. Yeah, because I know in the last read as well that we did for you, that Leo energy was around. So it could be that they're going to try and mess with you. It could come, it's kind of like wear your evil eye jewelry, okay? Ground yourself in nature. This woman is completely grounded and strong, because then we have your Pisces energy, who I feel like is this Knight of Inspiration, who is actually like their energy is very much coming towards you ultimately. So this will, if you're feeling that distance now, that won't last long, because this Knight of Inspiration is about things picking up speed. It's very passionate, it's very fiery, it's very, very fiery for a Pisces. And it's like movement, them coming towards you, wanting to be with you, wanting to spend time with you, wanting to be close to you. Tia says, I definitely felt triggered based on my issues with the Leo. Of course, naturally, Pisces called me to reassure me he's not abandoning me. That's beautiful, Tia. This is what we need, yeah? Like that. This is healing. This is what we need from our partners, to not play on our insecurities. And here they are coming towards you passionately. They are being warm. They want to be with you and they want this relationship to move forward. So really don't let this these insecurities or negative energies either coming from within or coming from others get in the way of that. And just take a really bold, strong stance. Do what you can, like you say, ground yourself in nature is a wonderful way to reconnect with ourselves and with our center. Lots of quite a lot of fire here, so passion. You know, this connection is strong between you. It's very much alive and sparking, moving, growing. So don't let that negativity get in the way of that. I hope that resonated to you. So next we have Kitty Cat, my love, Kitty Cat Meow. And then we have Alvin. You're welcome, Tia. Thank you, Kitty. I have the option of 2 new places of location to move for work. Wow. Do you see one path that will be more beneficial or fulfilling than the other? Okay, so I'm just going to do option 1, option 2, and then I'm going to trust Kitty that your intuition will, so you can name option 1 and option 2 to yourself, yeah? And then the cards will tell you what each one represents, if that makes sense. So name option 1, which is with 1 location. Well, there we go. And name your option 2, your 2nd location. And let's see what each one will bring. Option 1, Major Arcana. Courage, bravery, strength. Strength is, as well, this card, this beautiful lion. This is you, Kitty, sat atop your lion. Interesting that, you know, your kitty cat, and here we have another fierce feline. This is about holding, this option 1 is like something connected to holding a vision, maybe a long held dream, plan, and it will take courage to take this option, but there could be a big payoff because it's a major arcana as well. The strength card as well is telling me that with this one, okay, so true strength is about not being, you know, the idea of strength is often portrayed as being like very rigid and very forceful. But this strength card, you know, true strength to me is about actually having a lot of flexibility and a lot of trust in yourself. If you think even of a cat, how flexible they are and how graceful they are, and you know, if something impacts them, they tend to just sort of roll, don't they, like a ninja, and land on their feet. Let's see in comparison what option 2 brings. Option 2 feels like I want to say almost like an easier option, a softer option. 9 of Emotions is about emotional fulfillment. So there is something emotionally fulfillment to be found from this option. It's a softer energy because it's emotions. So it's to do with, so cups are like issues of the heart. There is a peacefulness about this situation, a stillness even, a gentleness for sure. This woman is sat here, she's surrounded by, to me, sort of like what looks like magical shells or magical drops of the ocean, sort of suspended in time. It is connected to a genie lamp, so again, some kind of wish fulfillment here. It depends what you look like. This feels, option 1 feels more like more challenging, but the payoff could be bigger. Option 2 feels like a softer, easier option. And I suppose that question to ask yourself is, what do we want next in our next chapter? Do we want to go big? Do we want to go all out and go for the big ambition, challenging, difficult, but maybe ultimately very rewarding big dream? Or do we need to go for the softer, gentler, maybe a slower pace of life, more emotionally fulfilling, softer energy? Let me know if this resonates, okay, for each option. If that connects for you, let me know. Okay, next up we have Alvin, my love. We have Alvin, and then we have Anne. Thank you, Alvin. God, that resonates, Kitty. So Alvin asks, what is HM's energy and desire for our connection now? We are re-exploring our romantic dynamic. Already 2 dates just last week, nice, but not yet sure if this is the right thing for either of us. Okay, interesting. Thanks for the detail, Alvin. I appreciate that. Oh, look at that. There we go. So this is HM's energy and desire for our connection now. Major Arcana, so there is powerful potential connection here. Something about their energy though with the Hanged Muse, okay, that they do feel, not necessarily just in this connection, I feel like it goes beyond that, deeper, maybe in their life or in this area of love. They feel kind of stuck for some reason. And it's not I always think the Hanged Muse, the Hanged Man, it's an uncomfortable place to be, okay? It's like they want to move forward. They want to feel certain about next steps. Maybe that they want to feel certain about you, Alvin. But they feel stuck in this area. And maybe have done for some time. Maybe past experiences have made them fearful about entering a reconnection. Something is blocking them. Now, with the Hanged Muse, what's needed is a shift in perspective for them, okay? They're not quite seeing the situation clearly. For example, what I feel is that they could be putting themselves under too much pressure to kind of decide what this connection needs to be. Maybe that's what you feel as well. You know, that we've got to name it, we've got to have a plan for the future, we've got to, you know, kind of write it in, we've got to sort of nail it down, you know, of what this has got to be. This is just one example, okay? But I feel like that they have a skewed perspective about how to move forward with this. And I do feel like that they are putting themselves under pressure. And this is just contributing to making them more stuck. And they just need to, in a way, for want of a better word, kind of lighten up and let go. Kind of surrender to the process and let this be. Let it be, you know, let it be what it is. Maybe this is something for you, Alvin, as well. It may resonate, but this is what's going on for them. So I will ask for advice for you of how to kind of move forward with this in the best way. Oh, look at this, two of emotions. There is a strong connection here. This is the card of soulmates, Alvin. So there is a real depth. Maybe that's why you feel pressured, because there's some big emotions flying around. So it's hard to be lighthearted then, yeah? There is this card always says to me like there's a deep dive. So there is the potential for this. Maybe you already know it, or there's potential for this connection to be this, okay? Very deep. There is soulmate energy, like I say, flying around here. My advice would be, or Spirit's advice is, I feel like we need to take the pressure off. I don't know the history of what's gone on. You know, you said we are re-exploring your romantic dynamics, so maybe that, you know, it obviously there's some history there. Patience, let this unfold. This is very validating that if you are feeling these big feelings, that it's mutual. And this has the potential to be like a soulmate connection and go the distance, yeah? So definitely worth re-exploring. I think you're doing the right thing by doing this. There's a lot that could be gained from this. And we just have to wait for the tide to turn and work on our perspective. That's certainly for your person anyway. You can't make them change the perspective, but I guess you can give them time and space to work this out. I'm glad that resonated, Alvin. Thank you for your question. So, Anne, my love, you are next if you're here. And then we have Angelus after Anne, if you want to be ready to post your question. Thank you, Anne. Anne asks, what guidance do the cards have for me about my connection between me and my crush? Let's have a look. I'm glad that helped, Alvin. Thank you for letting me know. Keep us posted on how it goes, yeah? Okay, this is for Anne. Ooh, nice. Four of inspiration. Look at all those lovely pinks and oranges. Four of inspiration card is, it's a card of celebration. It's a card of commitment. Whenever we have four, this is always about commitment and stability and a strong foundation. And then we have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. This card has come earlier for this connection. So I feel like it's promising. It's talking about the potential, Anne. And I feel like you need to just hold that, try and stay in that energy, you know, and that hold that image, you know, of these good vibes, these good feelings. And then the Wheel of Fortune is really waiting for the timing to shift on this, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is after a period of stagnation, stillness, a period of effort where we feel like maybe not much is going on, or the universe doesn't maybe even have our back. And then the Wheel of Fortune is when that moment switches up, okay? Luck is back on our side, change begins to happen, and change begins to happen fast. So with these side by side, like very positive energy, and both very positive cards. Four of inspiration can be the card of marriage even, just putting that out there. I don't often talk about in such terms, but whenever these cards come up, I have to just share what the cards say, and there's a reason why this has come through. I think it's about holding on to what you want and your image and your desire, and staying in that manifestation energy and not and being in those kind of abundant vibes that this is possible and that this commitment is possible, and that's what you want and desire, and that's what you're manifesting. And then here it is, the Wheel of Fortune, which is about really all we do have to kind of trust the process. And then there's only so much that we can control. We can hold our energy, stay in alignment, and then the rest is up to the universe. Yeah, the rest is up to timing, universe, movement, change. So just hold that space for that relationship and what you desire, and then leave, then surrender, then kind of let it go. And the rest is the how and the when is up to the universe. We can't control that. So I hope that resonated. Like you say, very positive cards. So I hope that resonated, and like I say. So next up we have Angelus, and then we have Emily. Oh, there's a few duplicates here actually, which I think is just because of obviously because I crashed. Hey Angelus, go ahead and post. You're welcome, Anne. Keep us posted as always. Also, Anne's on the list twice as well. I'm just trying to, because of a few duplicates. I'm not sure if that's another Anne, so I'll just leave that on. So there's the updated list. I didn't realise there was duplicates in there. So after Angelus, thank you for posting. We have Emily. If you're here, you can go ahead and post. So Angelus asks, how does my barber Cameron feel about me currently? I'm a gay man and his mom was talking about me for some reason. So this is not really, Angelus, how I would read the tarot. You know, because I really kind of read on deeper issues, more, you know, spiritual guidance, insight on a connection about, you know, it's not just it's basically just not how I read the tarot, Angelus, but by all means, rephrase your question. But you know, these, like I say, the tarot reading is really a tool for spiritual guidance on things that matters, that are close to the heart. Yeah. So like I said, go ahead and rephrase or ask a different question even if you would like a free reading. But Emily, I'm not sure if you're here, you can go ahead and post. So we have Emily, just while I'm waiting for Angelus if they want to ask another question. Emily, D-E or D. Anith Ramesh, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. If you want to ask a different question, Angelus, absolutely, but I wouldn't be asking, I won't read the tarot for that particular question before. I just, like I say, meaningful, heartfelt, spiritual insight here. Let me know who else is still here, who is waiting for a reading. Check the chat for the list. So there's Zach, Maxine, Sonali, Emily. Manuel, you're not on the list, so sorry, the list is closed. So is this like romantic, Angelus, you know? Do we know this person? There isn't, you know, I would ask a different question. That's what I'm saying. If you want a reading, I would say ask for a different question. Oh no. Oh, hold on. I'm just getting spammed. I don't know if anyone else is here. Maybe not. Maybe everyone else is gone. I'll stay online a bit longer to see if anyone else. If you're still here, please go ahead and post your question. Devea, I don't think you're on the list, but if I've got time, if I'll read for you. If looks like a lot of people have left the chat. Oh, you've known him for 4 years. Okay, Angela. So yeah, thanks for adding that context. So I'll read for Angelus. We'll have a look at this connection. D, tell me a little bit more about what it is that you're wanting to achieve so I can tell what area. You know, I don't do general readings. As an energy reader, it's very useful for me to have as much context and detail as possible. Oh, Devay, you are on the list. Sorry. Why do I always do that to Devay? I always think that they're not on the list when they are. Okay, Devay, I'll read for you. Sorry, after Angelus. Let's have a look at this person's feelings for you then. This is a romantic connection, okay? Sorry, Devea. I've got some blind spot to your name on the list. Okay, Angelus, this is for you. Whoa. Not that many, please, Spirit. Not that many. Oof. Major Arcana. So, I'm going to pull one more card for clarification. Angelus. The Devil energy, okay, it talks about, it can be a warning card about not repeating kind of habits that aren't good for us. Can even speak on kind of toxic connections and relationships. Tell me more, Spirit. So how close are we, Angelus, okay? He flirts with you a lot, although we're not dating, just being good friends. Do you know anything about there? I'm just thinking if why the devil card has come through. The devil card, okay, which is obviously, it's like a warning card, and it talks about being, maybe they have some kind of issues behind the scenes, okay, in terms of relationships and connections. It can speak on, like I say, toxic behaviors, connecting to people that maybe aren't right for them. It could be about where they're coming from. Okay? Then we've got the Four of Inspiration though, which is kind of very opposite energy, about commitment, about stability. Do they ever share anything about have they ever shared anything about their relationships, their connections? I mean, what the message is to me, really, and just for you, I feel like this connection, I'm not saying rule it out, but I would say is tread carefully with this, okay? So don't rush into this. If you want to pursue it, by all means, explore this. But the Seven of Materials does have a very cautious energy, okay? The Seven of Materials is being very kind of analytical, in the sense of when we're in a connection, the pros and cons, we're always weighing that up, what's working, what isn't. Because this devil energy has come through for a reason, and it is a warning here for you, okay, that there is a potential from this person to stir up maybe in you, or they may have some toxicity around love connections and have struggled that within the past, and may carry some baggage that they would bring into this if it was to develop into a relationship. And I feel like this Four of Inspiration has come through to kind of say to hold on to your energy and to work towards what we want next to invite. If you're single, what we're looking to invite next into our love life is some stability. We don't want to kind of go on the merry-go-round or or waste our energy on a connection with someone where it's not going to be right for us, okay? So like I say, I would never free will, and I would never say just rule something out. But I would say proceed with caution. Remember that we're trying to work towards stability. That is in our best, what's the word? Like in our best interest is this Four of Inspiration energy. Devil energy can be tempting, yeah? It can entice us in and glamorize us. But once you're kind of in the washing machine of it all, it's not great for us. So yeah, proceed with caution, Angelus. I hope that resonated. Okay. So Devea, my love, let me read for you now. So Devea asks, hi, career advice please. I'm wondering how it would work out for me if I went back to working in IT. Okay, I left that field a long time ago, so I'd need to update my knowledge first. Okay, let's have a look at Devea. Just give me a shout, let me know that you're here. Let's see the energy surrounding if you were to return to the field of IT and what that would bring. So Devea, this is for you. Sure. So let's just focus on this IT and what that would bring. Ooh. Well, some financial stability for you, Devaya, if that's a factor, yeah? Ten of Materials is about working towards our long-term goal. So that differs obviously from person to person, but the Ten of Materials, I mean, it's a very positive energy, okay? Look at this tree that is blossoming. It's a very abundant energy. But Materials is it's like the kind of the long-term goal, yeah, of it's going to sort of take commitment, effort, you know, hard work, all that kind of energy, yeah, very grounded, like step by step, being strategic. But what it does offer is financial stability. It can lead to, you know, you being able to if you know, live in a property, say, that you would desire to be in. It can offer, even if you, I don't know where you're at, Devaya, in relationships, but it's like that you could offer stability to that, you know, like building a good life. So the question is, I suppose, if that's what if you kind of want to go down that trajectory, what I would say it might be lacking is obviously kind of it has this energy of like almost of settling down, of it's very mature, and it's like building towards your long-term goals, which can be a wonderful thing if that's what you're ready for. Depends where you're at, Devaya, in your life. Do you want creativity, freedom, you know, travel? Like there's other things that can happen that can be good, that maybe you don't have to do this yet. This could maybe something that you could pursue further down the line, or you might have done those other things, kind of had the fun, had the freedom, and now be in a place where we kind of want to settle down and begin to work and build on our future. Devaya says, one reason is that I used to make good money with it. Yeah, so this is the promise, I suppose, and the answer is that, yeah, that would be possible. Again, that's a big part of what this would bring for you. So what's at the forefront, Devaya, of what you want? Are you ready for this? You know, are we working towards that? Is financial stability and money the priority? It might not be, it's not for everyone, or it might not be at this time in your life. But it might be, and you might be ready for that. So that's what it would bring. A lot of good stuff to be found in that, yeah. But also kind of a lot of hard work, a lot of kind of a long working towards the future vibes, yeah. So I hope that resonates, Devaya. So D, you are next. So we have D, and then we have Zach. The list is closed, I'm afraid, for anyone who is new here. Thank you for being here. I will be live again on Friday. Sorry, what day are we on Monday? So I'll be live again on Wednesday. So catch me on Wednesday if you have missed the list today. But thank you for joining us. Devay says, I need finances. So yeah, seems like the right next step forward, yeah? Okay, so D asks, I would like to be established in my career and have a lovely and healthy relationship with the partner of my dreams. Dreams in terms of qualities, no specific person in mind. Okay. I'm currently single, never accepted to be in any relationship because I don't want to settle. Similar to energy I was reading for someone earlier, and I'm planning to go to a new city for a fresh start. Okay, so there's a lot going on there, D. Obviously, I'm just, I'm not doing really in-depth readings here, so I'll just look at what what's coming in the next chapter of my life. I am energetically aligned. Am I energetically aligned with what it is I'd like to achieve? So let's have a look, advice from Spirit, okay? You've laid out there what it is that you want, which is great. So let's see what Spirit's advice is of what you need to do to get there, D. Oh God, we're getting this card so much today. Four of Inspiration. So this card has very much the energy, okay, that it says, you know, we need to celebrate along the journey as well. And I feel like that this card, often the message in this card is that you've come further than actually what you may think or feel, D. Okay? Like maybe you feel behind, that you're not where you should be, that you should be further ahead than what you are. But this card says that you've actually have built and made moves and made progress in working towards and achieving your goal and your dream. And we must kind of pat ourselves on the back and celebrate our small wins, okay, along the way as we work towards. So this is Four of Inspiration, which is, and like I said before, if marriage is something that you want, is part of your dream, you know, certainly a committed, stable relationship, this card represents that too. I'm going to pull another card for more info for the bigger picture here. But that's the first thing. The first message is, I feel very strongly to impart that message that you have come a lot further than what you may think in achieving this goal, and are maybe closer to reaching the next stages than what you think. So what should Dee be focusing on? Seven of Inspiration, a very boundaried card, D. As we can see here, this is you. Seven of Inspiration is about holding space, again, for the dream, for what you want. I'm just going to go back to what you said, how you would like to be established in your career and have a healthy relationship. Like you said, that was the bit that jumped out to me, which is this card where you say, I don't want to settle, okay? And this card, Seven of Inspiration, is very much that energy, and that you are doing the right thing in doing that, that you are holding space and you have created a very strong boundary in the sense of what, you know, nothing beyond that doesn't pass the quality test gets beyond this space, okay, gets to be near you, gets to spend time with you. This is about having high value of yourself, you know, that kind of I am the prize energy when we talk in manifestation terms as well, and that we are attracting, not chasing. And there can be a lot of pressure in our lives to be at a certain point, at a certain age, or to be in a relationship and say yes to that, even if it isn't right for us. The societal pressure almost across everywhere that people live, there's a lot of pressure to kind of be at a certain point in your career at a certain age, and to be married, have children, that kind of traditional trajectory, yeah. And this is about you pushing that pressure back and saying, no, I'm going to wait until it's right for me. And that is 100%, you know, Spirit is backing you on that and saying, yes, you are doing something very powerful here, even if sometimes it may feel challenging. It may feel, you may question if you are doing the right thing, but this is Spirit saying you are doing something very meaningful here, and you are holding space for what you really desire, because inspiration is ruled by fire. And this is about our heart's desires, what we're passionate about, what we really want, and not settling. And that kind of, all those colours kind of almost mirror what's inside of there, doesn't it? So this is the kind of celebration, the marriage, the career, it happening, and the promise of that. And really, you setting these strong boundaries is what's going to allow you to get there, D. I'm glad this resonates for you, D. There's never been me yet to settle. I always wait for what's truly aligned with me. So to have that kind of patience and to have that kind of strength of and mindset is actually quite unique, D, and is powerful. And to not give in to peer pressure or societal pressure is a fantastic thing. So that is a great image, isn't it? I'm glad that resonates with you. So stand strong, D. You're doing the right thing. I feel like this is just the messages that are coming through from Spirit are really like saying you don't need to do anything different. You just need to keep doing you. You're doing what you need. You're doing the right thing. You're on track and you are in alignment. So stand strong. Yeah. I hope that resonated. Okay, so now we move to Zach, my dear. Just give me a shout. Let me know that you're still here whilst I read your question. Zach asked, hello, are there any gifts, graces, allowances, or revelations coming in towards me from Spirit? Mom, regarding it. So I don't, if you're asking for, like, for someone who has passed over, Zach, just clarify, I'm not a medium. Because you said towards me from Spirit, Mom. So if I can do spiritual messages, your guidance from the universe, guidance from Spirit, if that's all right with you. I know you said you're wanting to take control of your life. So we can ask what you're, in order to achieve that, what you're wanting to focus on. I'm glad that reading resonated, D. Thank you for being here. So Zach, this is for you, and this is message from Spirit regarding, so you want to get control of your life, and so what should you be focusing on right now, yeah, in order to achieve that? This tells me that you need to go back and watch that message that Dee just had, Zach, because this is for you as well. But it, of course, it's individual, but it's this maybe, I feel like for you, Zach, is about needing to have really strong boundaries. Maybe that's something that you need to embody more of. If you are feeling kind of out of control, if you are feeling maybe overwhelmed by life, by people, it can often sometimes come back to that we need to, it's Virgo season now, so it's perfect time to do it as well, to set some boundaries in place and to understand that it's okay to say no to things. It's okay to say, this is all that I'm able to do for now. If people come to you to help them, or if people come to you to try or push you into kind of doing things, push and test your boundaries into doing things that maybe you don't want to do. And the Seven of Inspiration is all about resisting that. And it's all about holding space for what matters to you and what is what you want to do next, to get clear on the direction in your life, whatever area is kind of messing at you. Maybe it could be work or taking advantage of you and kind of you're doing overtime. It could be friends who are leaning on you too heavy. Wherever it is that's kind of overwhelming you, this can often be, look how tough that this person is, that they are reclaiming their energy and they are to some extent kind of shutting out that noise and just saying, you know, no is a complete sentence. I'm going to pull another card just for a bit more info. Because I know that you, are there any gifts, graces, allowances or revelations coming in towards me? So what gifts are coming towards you? This is your part to play. So this is what you need to do. We need to create a safe space for ourselves and we need to protect our own energy. What gifts are coming through? The gift is that lots of your lots of your worries and fears are unfounded, okay? Because the Eight of Voices is about when we kind of get in our head, we can maybe spiral into worst case scenario kind of vibes. And the Eight of Voices is the story behind this is that this woman is bound here and blindfolded, but actually what she doesn't realize is that it's somewhat of an illusion and she can remove this blindfold and she can unravel these ties and step away. It's when we get so in our own head that we really kind of become in this self-imposed prison, yeah, and can get into a dark headspace. So the gift is that these fears and worries are illusions to an extent, Jack. So that's kind of working on mindset, looking for ways to manage our anxiety if we can, through meditation, through getting out in nature, through exercising, whatever works for you. I know it's a very complex issue, anxiety, so that's easier said than done many ways, but this is ultimately a reassuring message. So that is the kind of reward, is getting on top of that as well by building these boundaries and holding space for ourselves, is that we can also get on top of those. That will all help as well towards anxiety, mindset, and feeling overall more in control. So I hope that resonated, Zach. Let me know if anyone else is here, but I think that's it. I know there were a few more other people on the list. Give me a shout if you're here and you're still waiting. For anyone who did miss the list, like I said, I will be live on Wednesday. So if you want to catch me then, please do. I always post the time confirmation on the Tuesday. And there's also a link so that you can pre-book to get on the list early. You know, if you're tight for time, etc. Then it just means that you can get, the earlier you book, the earlier you'll be on the list. But I think that's everyone. So thank you for everyone who were here, that brought your questions, that brought your energy. I appreciate you. I'm wishing you the rest of a beautiful rest of the day, rest of the evening, wherever you are. Love and light.